choices in the Hunter deck in general too, not just the snake trap. For example, one eagle horn bow, but he is playing a mid range, and you always think about how the Hunter wants to control the state of board with cards like eagle horn bow before they start leveraging that. So I'm curious to see how it works out. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. In the meantime, we'll kick things off with this mid range zoo from AKAWonder up against the Grim Patron Warrior of Tiddler.
So Tiddler is looking for card draw. He has Acolyte of Pain and weapons, obviously, as well, because this is an aggro deck, that mid-range Warlock, so you want to be able to deal with the minions efficiently with those weapons, but also draw the cards to be able to play more quality cards.
You still consider this an aggro deck? You think so?
The Warlock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's an aggro deck. It's like really heavily like tempo-based and wants to end the game fairly early. Sometimes you can outlast decks such as Druid with your hero power and maybe like forget them to force them into healing with lures and things like that. But normally, if the game goes hyper late, then the Warlock is not in a good position.
And this is a very interesting hand. Lothar was mentioning that Voidcaller and Mal'Ganis are one of the most important cards you want to have versus Green Patron.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why not just keep
keeping it? Yeah. I really like the
perfectly.
decision. Yeah. So the thing is that there's no silence, so the Voidcaller will. Oh my! What a pickup!
Wow, that's perfect.
Turn 1 Flaming. If it goes unanswered, if there's no Fiery War Axe, it's gonna add up to 9, maybe 12 damage.
And there is no War Axe here. Tiddler has to pass.
So that's at least 3. Okay, that's actually inactivated for the Voidcaller, so
yeah,
it works out all right. Unfortunately, just the wrong sequence, but I guess you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, he did make a really greedy keep with the starting hand, so I wouldn't call him unlucky missing the turn 2 there. But it's very unfortunate for him, for sure. Like, you don't want to tap against the warrior. You want to start flooding the board, because it's not only a warrior, but it's a warrior without a brawl. So the more minions you play, the more difficult it gets, and you don't have to worry about the.
Now it's getting a bit awkward because he has double Voidcaller and that one Mal'Ganis. So when the first Voidcaller dies, there's a lesser chance that Mal'Ganis is going to drop.
I wouldn't call that a problem necessarily, but he just needs to like not get the Void Terror from the Voidcaller, because that means that he's gonna have to soak up 4 damage on both of the Voidcallers, and the value on the 4 mana minion, 4 mana 3/4 and a 3/4 and a 9/7. I call that a pretty good thing to have.
It's just an incredible tempo swing. Like, how are you supposed to deal with that with the warrior if you don't have the brawl? And this deck doesn't run the brawl unless you're Savitz.
I've been playing, experimenting a little bit with that, but it was mostly just for the mirror matches. Because once the patrons go off on turn 5, if you're playing the mirror and you have the brawl, you usually win afterwards. Just finishing off the last one with your weapon.
All right, well, the Whirlwind effect will leave just that Voidcaller up. And what card will he draw? He'd like to pick up Execute for the inevitable threat that comes off this Voidcaller, but there are a couple of cards that are pretty weak off this Voidcaller, like the Voidwalker.
Yeah,
but he's not going to be able to pop that.
He will be able to get it out of his hand here first, so that's good for him.
Oh, there is an Urban Egg as well.
Wow. There's quite a few ways to do this.
Yeah, so you want to play that Voidwalker so that way you avoid just the 1 mana minion being played.
I would imagine that he has to play the Voidwalker just to get it out of his hand. But then what do you do afterwards? I wouldn't blame him for maybe playing the Juggler and Nerubian Egg in addition to that.
Can you risk the Voidter? It's like if you attack with the Voidwalker into, let's say, Acolyte of Pain because you want to stop the draws, you play Nerubian Egg and you play Voidter, and this way you set up a 4/4 and you set up a big Voidter, and you have a chance to get either Voidwalker, Mal'Ganis, or the Voidcaller.
I kind of feel like you want to set up a big Void Terror turn where it's consumes something that's worth something. So if you get, like, let's say you manage to pull off a 7/7 Void Terror and you get the Mal'Ganis on top of that, usually your opponent can't deal with both.
He needs Executes anyway. I mean, Tiddler will need to execute to deal with such a big Void Terror, even if he uses Void Terror now.
Yeah, and even if he has an Execute, it's really unlikely that the Warrior would have 2. I like this line of play a lot. Placing it next to the Void Caller, so you can Void Terror on the following turn.
Yeah, you have an opportunity to eat both, and you gain a pretty good amount of stats. It becomes a 6/7, assuming nothing gets damaged.
Yeah.
Now on the warrior side, that's a really big draw.
Yeah.
Being able to shut down Mal'Ganis is huge.
Not only that, but he also picked up the Execute from the Acolyte.
Oh my goodness.
So he will be able to deal with both.
He will be, yeah.
Now, can he survive and take minimal amounts of damage, so that way he's not worried about just burst off the top. Because, I mean, the thing is, you're always wondering, too, about whether or not you're taking too much damage with this deck because you're getting pressured so much.
That's true. Just going for the patrons here. It's not. It's far from optimal, but he feels like he has to, and can't really blame him. There's so many good trades for those right now.
Yeah.
But again, like there's still 4 of them out there, so, and there's a juggler, so.
And you're getting some help because of Armor Smith as well.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Oh,
so
that's a great pickup. He gonna kill all of the patrons, so.
Yeah.
Just with trading what's on the board. if he wants to.
Wait. Does he have to make sure not to juggle? I think you can actually make it so that way it's perfect. Yeah,
he can trade off the juggler with a healthy 3/3 patron first.
Yeah, just want to be careful not to spawn another Grim Patron.
you get a 4/4 in the process, and you get a demon as well.
Well, it depends. If it pulls out the other Void Walker, or Void Caller, excuse me, then it's still... Actually, that might even be better if he pulls it out. And he's able to buff it.
Potentially.
Yeah. Because it might even bait out, like, some more things that are unoptimal. Because the Warrior's hand's pretty low. Like, he spent a lot of resources to pull out the Grim Patrons.
Yeah.
That's true. And there was one Acolyte used already. And here it's definitely fine to leave the 5/1 on board. Single Void Walker contested anyway. And you can get a juggle into it. Oh, actually, you can't get the juggle because you're going to use the juggler
Go
now.
fast. Oh, first the juggler. Okay,
Yeah.
he got it. Phew, that could have been a horrible mistake. Even just trading the Void Caller first. Because that would have potentially
Oh,
meant
interesting.
that...
So he ensures Mal'Ganis this way. No, not really. He has a
it's
50-50.
Still a 50-50. And he pulls out Mal'Ganis, which...
Tap. Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. I was like, phew.
Wow, and it was actually a great card.
really useful. But again, it's not as strong as it is. He played around like the idea of getting both big game 100, but it's just going to get shut down here.
Yeah.
And the Grim Patron gets a pretty good trade on whatever the 4/4 he wants to pick.
Oh my goodness.
And
So-
then he can even execute whatever is
Yeah.
left.
This is actually not that big of a deal, even though we set up like, wow, he had Void Caller into Void Terror. And that's like the ultimate combo with the Nerubian Egg. Like, those are just back-to-back huge tempo swings.
It really was. Like, those were great pickups, especially the big game 100. That was absolutely something that he needed.
Tiddler is unfazed. He faced Mal'Ganis before.
Well, here's another problem, though, and something that you were talking about, is that Warlock can outpace some of these decks just through the hero power.
Yeah.
And there are, like, only a few cards left of Warrior, and they're very situational, responsive cards.
It's going to be really hard. Like the Warrior needs to fill up the hand by getting a Battle Rage, but the cards that he has right now doesn't even allow Battle Raging for multiple cards. Well, he can get 2 by playing the Acolyte first and then Cruel Taskmaster it potentially.
Now we can get even 3 cards.
Yeah, he's definitely digging for the Battle Rage right now. Wants to fill up that hand.
Slam is alright, you can cycle it as well.
And there it is.
Battle Rage.
Well, it's not that many cards, but it's still like...
Still something.
Yeah, he definitely needs every little bit.
I mean, that's what he has these Gnomish Inventors for. It's a cycle-heavy Patron Warrior deck.
Yep, exactly.
Oh gosh, that's a lot of damage with
that's
Doomguard and
so
Dr.
good.
Boom.
Yeah, Doomguard top deck was amazing. You can get Doomguard the same turn.
Boomguard.
He needs to deal with the Acolyte anyway, so that Doom card off the top was just awesome. He can trade with the Acolyte and gets it on the board for free.
And I guess just go phase with the Doomguard then.
I think so, yeah, and then play the Dr. Boom afterwards.
Well, Tiddler doesn't play Shield Slam, so he doesn't necessarily have to worry about it, but he does know that his opponent has drawn a lot of cards, so he could get it executed, but he's playing 2 threats.
Oh yeah, there's both the Dr. Boom, which is 7/7, and the Doom card, which is 5/7. So you kinda could clear the Cruel Taskmaster, but I don't think it's worth it.
Well, there's, I guess, no other choice. You have to attack into the 5/1.
I think so, yeah.
What can he be thinking about?
Not entirely sure.
Getting the easy trade on the Cruel Taskmaster, perhaps?
And then the Acolyte is really gonna sting. And you
Yeah.
want the Doom Guard on the board. It's not getting any better than this for getting the Doom Guard.
Yeah, it is unusual if he chooses to go for that instead.
Yeah, that's just too good to pass up.
Maybe he was just thinking if he wants to go into the 2/2 or phase.
Yeah, definitely something to consider.
Right. So here you have, like, Slam can enable the execute, and then you can set up Deathbite to help clear the following turn. And you do have Shield Block to gain back some life. I mean, this is starting to shape up to be a much better hand.
Yeah, it's getting really interesting.
Yeah.
Is Tiddler running double BGH? No, he only had one.
Yeah, that's a bit surprising to me that he chose to slam that instead of the Dr. Boom.
I don't think it has much of a consequence, does it?
So he wants to save the execute, I guess.
Oh, he's going to execute Dr. Boom, and then you set up Deathbite now, so then he attacks into Doomguard the next turn. He like hits face.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
He has to be a little bit scared of a potential defender of Hearthstone.
Yeah, that's true.
If he's scared about the ooze, he might have attacked into Doomguard as
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's right.
ooze.
The ooze.
But then he would take 10 points of damage, so ooze is going to destroy it.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
wow.
That could be lethal.
That could be. I think it's likely to be. If he had the power of almost both of the eggs, for example. I mean, not the eggs, I mean the bombs. There would have been 15 immediately, and I guess he can counter. Yeah, this makes more sense, because now he can count it up first.
Yeah, if it's hits for full damage to 8 damage, that's it.
And
That's exactly enough.
yeah, that's exactly it.
8 from hand and 5 on board.
Wow.
That's it.
That lethal. So AKAWonder is going to take him number 1 versus Tiddler.
Wow.
Well played.
I mean, that deck is just in general so explosive. And it curved decently well, too. We can't, deny the fact that he got turn 1 Flame Imp, and that did 9 damage like you predicted, Savitz. And then having, like, the Knife Juggler and Imgang Boss being able to do a lot of stuff. So, overall, really good job here from Wonder, but kind of have to admit that the top of the deck was very nice to him.
Yeah,
and he kept the correct hand as well. That Morganis with Void
Yeah,
Core.
it was really greedy keep. I don't think many people would do it, but it makes a lot of sense to keep that, knowing that your opponent doesn't have any silences for their Void Collar.
All right, Hunter versus Warlock. Tiddler switches gears. And the Hunter, how does it relate here? I mean, I'm always really scared about cards like Snake Trap nowadays with Zoo and Imgang Boss out.
Yeah.
I think Hunter has an edge.
Hunter definitely has an edge.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's doable. Like if you get the right draws. That's kind of always the case, but if you can curve out nicely, for example, as the Warlock,
It's a very
it's not
quirky
that
deck,
one-sided.
It's a very quirky deck because it doesn't have web spinners. It has abusive sergeants and leper gnomes. It's only got 2 weapons total.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's only got 1 Glaive Zuko, 1 Eagle Horn Bow. And
that's pretty surprising, actually.
yeah, and it's got 1 Unleash and 1 Sludge build. Okay, this is actually a very interesting build. It's like half hybrid, half mid-range.
Seems like a
Wow.
I don't even know how to explain it anymore.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And that's the only Eagle Horn Bow in his deck, and that's just a very good draw, just in general.
Yeah, especially because he has Mad Scientist as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Very good hand for AKAWonder. Savitz, what do you think about Tiddler's hand?
It was a bit unfortunate that he picked up the Void Collar on turn 2 instead of turn 1. It would have helped him a lot, but it could be a lot worse. I think like a Juggler here is quite good.
What would you attack though? We've seen this before. A Juggler being played and Haunted Creeper attack. That's 2 knives hitting face, not doing anything.
Okay, that works too. I would because knowing that the traps in Tiddler's deck are freezing traps, I wouldn't have been maybe that scared to silence the Scientist. Yeah.
I guess it's okay now since he already had the Mad Scientist silence, but generally speaking, you don't want to draw those traps.
Well, like when I play Warlock on ladder, I always try to silence the Mad Scientist because I don't know what traps are gonna come out. If it's explosives, it's gonna be absolutely devastating. But there's no explosives in Tiddler's list, so I don't know if it was necessary to silence there.
There is a 1 snake double freezing, so.
Cool.
Here bow is fine. You just set up for a Juggler Unleash next turn.
Oh yeah.
You can also go phase, no problem.
Yeah, he could also trade with the Owl here to make sure that the 1/1s are not trading in the play around there.
Yeah, I think hitting face is a little too obvious. You have Knife Juggler Unleash because you have an easy trade here to limit the board.
Well, that was really weird because he has the Juggler Unleash in his hand. I don't understand that attack at all.
I mean,
why did he attack into the 1/1?
Isn't it so that way he doesn't communicate he has the Juggler Unleash?
Maybe that would make some sense.
Because it's like
trying to hide it.
too obvious.
Yeah, I guess.
This is so weak to the freezing trap, but this is another one. But the actual freezing trap is actually good here.
This is kind of like an Illidan board. He's got like a 7-4 instead of a 7-5 and a 2-1.
This is so weird because he only plays that one bow. So if he wants to make the freezing trap be kind of good, he needs to kill off the abusive, and then he loses the bow, and that's so much damage.
Do you kill command the abusive sergeant?
Nah, there's no way.
Because you want to keep Juggler, you want to keep Unleash. They are better in this matchup than Kill Command. Kill Command is still right, but it feels super weird, but it might be the play.
Actually, that's just really, really weird, and that's creative thinking, but I don't think it would be that bad.
It provides him the freezing trap charge, or maybe the Voiter will not attack, so it gives you time to develop your own board.
Yeah, and you have Juggler Unleash, so if it only develops the board, it's just like more stuff for that.
But what if he has Doomguard and then he just like pops it back to freezing, and then you just lose that anyways?
No, that's good for you if your Doomguard's there, because it's so expensive then.
No, I'm saying he attacks with the Void Terror and then attacks with the Doomguard. It's a 5/7 that you can't deal
discarding
with.
that. Yeah.
I guess he does discard
okay.
his hand, but
yeah, and he did have another freezing trap in his hand, so that would kind of counter it.
all right. Well, looks like double kill command in the hand. Can he start racing? I don't think so. He's not in a really good position to.
No. You want to clear the Juggler at least.
So Juggler Unleash is dangerous because you can activate the egg, but if you don't, you are in a good position.
There's no other play really.
It's pretty unlikely though. You hit it twice. That's 3 chances out of 1 in 4 each time. So Beats, help me out here. You are the finish calculator.
I can't do that math right now. But it's 50-50. Either hits it twice.
Come on, come on.
Not buying it. Damn it.
Yeah, he had a win.
Yane, Amaz, Mikkonen. Jeez.
So it's 25% each time.
Right.
So it's 25 times 25 times 25.
Well, but it only has to happen 2 out of 3 times.
Oh, that's a good juggle. But that's the best target.
Oh, wow.
Hey, if it's his Void Terror? Oh,
wow.
That's the best.
That was potentially the best possible outcome.
Yeah, unless the Defender of Argus pops
Yeah, Defender
out.
would be a bummer. But with the cards given, that was that was the best outcome.
Sick. Yeah.
So that's still a checkmate with the freezing trap, and here's the board, and that actually is
That's a great draw too.
Yeah.
Because now the freezing trap can get activated on this egg.
Yep. Finally gets rid of that thing.
Yep.
So Tiddler starts to race, but then he doesn't have much burst in his hand, only the Void Terror.
No.
So do you kill the Juggler with the 7-4 now?
It feels like a losing play. You just can't win if you do that. But what else can
you
you
hit
do?
face and you Void Terror to make the super Void Terror.
I kind of like that, but I mean, it would get punished by the freezing trap. I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah. What about eating just a 2-1? Whoa!
Dude.
A 10-4. It's a Core Hound now.
Core Hound.
Actually, this is an uprooted
Core Hound
Ancient of War.
There is a quick shot. That's a lot of burn.
Yeah, he could potentially deal 13 this turn, I believe.
I think it's fine to just set up the freezing trap. So like you kill command face, and then you trade 1 dog into the 2-1. You hero power your freezing trap with the coin, and then you have kill command quick shots.
Yeah, there's so many ways to set up 2-turn lethal here. I would imagine that he's gonna play the freezing and do some stuff on the face. Maybe something like a quick shot and hero power. Yeah. That's that would be 5 to face, and
you can still
you
can even coin out. Like you can kill command freezing and then coin hero power.
Yeah.
And then you have quick shot as your last card, most likely if you pick up a cheap one, and then you can use it to cycle.
That's pretty good too. Yeah.
And you also cash in on the fact that he plays kill command. I don't know. Did Tillers play Lotheb by any chance?
I really like that play actually. I think that sounds better than the one that I was suggesting first.
There's no Lotheb.
Is it possible to get Mal'Ganis? No. Because he only has 7 mana.
If he gets Power Overwhelming and taps into Mal'Ganis.
Oh, you're right.
Then he will have exactly 5 mana.
All face!
Double kill command?
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's still 5 health remaining.
Now he has to attack with the dog.
Yeah. I mean, he still has quick shot. There's no healing in this deck.
He just figures out that there's no way the Warlock can deal 10 damage here, and he's right.
Yeah.
But still pretty like...
Tiddler draws another quick shot.
Flame Flame Imp is really sad. Implosion not doing much. So AKAWonder is going to take game number 2 as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Impressive stuff.
And now he will be left with the Paladin, and he just needs to win 1 game.
Paladin has, it has overcome the Patron Warrior, which is unlikely. It definitely could take out a Druid. And against the Warlock, it's okay. It can for sure. I mean, you can always get those early tempo plays.
The deck cards are a bit off. Like he has a Harrison Jones, which doesn't do anything against the Warlock, but he does have a fighting chance against all of those decks for sure.
I feel like I've seen this list too, like with the Blessing of Kings and the Azure Drake.
I think it got the first place legend at some point, or second place legend. in
Yeah,
Europe.
it got really high legend one season. I don't think it was the last season where Jab finished #1, but it was the season before that.
There was a Reddit thread, and also recently in the Geico tournament and the European finals, we had those lists played by players.
It's such a cool card as well.
Which one?
Blessing of Kings.
Blessing of Kings?
Yeah. With the way it works with the hero power, is if you master on turn 3 just hero power and something sticks, you're gonna get a 5/5 with charge.
Yeah, I've always wondered why it wasn't played more, especially considering Muster for Battle was such a big impact.
I think silence effects were a bit more popular at some stage than they are right now, so that might have been a factor.
That's right. People actually cut Iron Begaul from Handlock. They have like 1 instead of 2.
Handlock is one of those decks that still does run the silences, but some other decks might not.
So this looks like a very good hand for Tiddler. Both weapons to deal with whatever is being played, and Acolyte of Pain.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
The weapons are how you deal with just anything early on with the Grim Patron, because you can sort of see it as the same as card advantage or card draw, because you can deal with 2 threats usually early on. The only thing that is a problem, though, is that Shield Minibot. If you can grab that early, what does Warrior do against a Minibot?
Hits it twice with Fire War.
Yeah, just strike it twice.
I guess you hope he doesn't have an answer for like Acolyte, but then
Yeah.
AKAWonder got like very good first turn, and he has Master as well. Oh wow, this means this is an amazing hand because he was missing the 2-drop.
I gotta say, man, AKAWonder's doing a combination of pretty good plays, and he's also drawing very well off the top of his deck.
If he wants to keep that up, he still needs to pick up the Pilot Destroyer though, because he doesn't have a good turn 4 unless there's something to kill with the True Silver.
The weapon is not terrible.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Light Justice.
Tiddler, does he run Harrison in the Warrior?
Tiddler does not.
No. Is a streamlined.
Not everyone's like you, Zeets. So you're too far ahead of the meta.
So it's actually safe to play the True Silver and not attack if he needs to.
Do you use the muster on the left or the right?
it's
I'm personally a right muster, you know. Like, oh, I just got another card I play off the top of my deck that's perfect for the curve. Just kind of annoy him a little bit.
It's good for the mind games. There is no whirlwind effect for now, by the way, for Tiddler, so he's going to take some damage from those small minions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this is where the True Silver is actually very useful, considering that if you had Pilot Shredder, then this Acolyte gets guaranteed 2 draws.
Pretty good.
All right. Not bad at all. Although the Death Bite here is pretty clutch. It's super clutch, in fact. Because he has a second Acolyte, and he's got Battle Rage, and that can set up a really powerful swing where he's clearing the board, he's drawing a lot of cards, and he sets up for Emperor Thor's in a couple turns.
There's a lot of nice tools for Tiddler right now.
Yeah.
But it's a race. So now the question is, can AKAWonder kill Tiddler before he gets all the combo pieces and is able to burst him?
Yep.
That's a tough question. Now, Lotheb is on curve, but it does die to the Death Spite. Minibot is more resilient to it.
It feels pretty bad to play the Lotheb here, but it might still be the right call.
If you want to deny the coin, if you feel like Torison is going to be played next turn, you might play the Lotheb.
If you feel like, oh, you're right.
Shielded Minibot is kind of protected against that thing, so maybe
It
you can
does.
just drop that.
It does because it survives as 2-1. You can answer Sludge Belcher or Thorson. Oh, wait, there's no Sludge Belcher in Tiddler's deck, excuse me. But yeah, you can pretty much answer whatever comes out as long as the Minibot sticks. You have 6 damage.
Yep.
I think you're also worried about the turn 5 play with Grim Patrons, right? With Grim Patron, Inner Rage, Whirlwind.
Lotheb does stop that, so that no Inner Rage will be possible in combination with the Patrons.
That's also something to consider.
Usually, you don't mind it all that much when when you're loaded dice to Death Spite. Death Spite is the most important card in the Warrior Patron deck, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So just seeing that getting played is it's kind of a good thing in some ways.
Well, he's got 2 Battle Rages, so there's not going to be an end. Oh, wow, that's pretty funny.
Just the time it late.
Yeah, after the weapons get spent. It might still get useful at some point because AKAWonder is running out of steam.
Well, I mean, he's got a refill on the board here, but the question becomes, when this Emperor Thorzen drops, will he be able to keep up with the board if Grim Pages start coming out? I don't think so.
It looks like a bad case for AKAWonder.
Yeah. Because if he picks up the Warsong Command... Oh, he does have a Warsong Command. It's on the far left. He's got like everything he needs at this point. This is Snap Call Thorzen at this point.
And then you win next turn.
Yeah.
And he even has a coin for next turn.
That hand is insane. There's like everything. Well, there's no
Can he
die?
die? Wait, can he die if he picks up Quartermaster? No, I don't think so.
No.
It's 5-6 points
left.
9, 11, 12. It'd be 12 out of 16 health, so...
Yeah, no way to do it even with
there's
combination with something else.
Sludge Belcher,
Can't stop the patrons at least. Or maybe even not, because there is an Inner Age execute.
In a later day, you want to trade away his Divine Shield, even though normally you try to protect it, because it spawns yet another patron. And he's willingly cashing in all of these 1/1s, at least so that way he doesn't have to take 5 damage necessarily.
Yeah, it's really good to trade those off just before the everyone gets here turn happens and your every 1/1 gets every 1/1.
But it's about to get real crowded here.
Yeah, even get rid of the Belcher easily.
Yeah, he can Inner Rage first, trade into it, use the 3/3 to kill off the 1/2 slime.
Oh my goodness.
This is going nuts.
You can even coin the Battle Rage afterwards.
That's true.
Oh, you're right.
That's actually a bit weird, I think. Using it on the same one again. Why did he do that? Why didn't he...
Because I think he wants to maximize the amount of patrons damaged, right?
Okay.
Because
full board?
Yeah, because he doesn't want a 3/1 here. He didn't want a 3/1 on the far left Grim Patron.
Right.
Yeah. And he's going to be able to draw 4 cards.
Oh my goodness, this hand is Celestial.
That seems real fair. You know, I'm pretty sure Brian Gilbert wrote an article exactly about this moment. Just now.
I think this is definitely the moment where you can see Consecration might clear almost everything.
Yeah, I guess the nice thing is that he can't spawn more patrons.
So do you play Tempo Alder or Tempo Harrison here?
Tempo Harrison.
I think you definitely concede. And try next time.
15, 19. Yeah, there's 19 damage on board. You can make it 17.
You don't want to show any more cards.
Right.
You don't want to remind Tiddler what's in your deck.
It's okay, AKAWonder. You tried. You tried.
He's still up 2-1 after this.
Well,
so not too bad.
It is the only deck, too, in Tiddler's lineup that Harrison Jones is effective. So
yeah, that's
I guess he did his best, but he's got 2 other chances here.
I think it was the worst matchup anyway.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, by a big margin. I mean, this is why Paladin even fell off in the first place. People were thinking about, what happened to Paladin? Wasn't it good after GVG? Well, a lot had to do with Blackrock Mountain phasing it out.
Yeah, those 1/1s are not so good against Grim Patrons.
Nothing better than
Whirlwind effects, or you know, because the more 1/1s that build up, which is what Paladin wants to do, the more damage Frothin gets, or the way you get damage on the Acolyte and make them draw cards. It just doesn't work well.
All right, guys, game number 4. We will have Demon Warlock from Tiddler versus a Paladin.
The early turns here are going to be so crucial. Usually, I think the biggest thing is how well does the Paladin curve out, because the Warlock has something to do every game.
Right.
And missing something like 2-drop is a big deal for the Warlock. But missing a 2-drop, missing that pilot shielded mini-bot, for example, for the Paladin is absolutely devastating.
I think that's the only 2-drop worth. I guess Knife Juggler too, but Shielded Mini-Bot really is the one that unlocks this matchup for the Paladin, because
I think so,
it's so efficient. It can trade with pretty much any 3-drop, except I guess in-game boss is an exception there. But generally speaking, it's so resilient that it gives you a lot of board endurance. So that way, Muster for Battle gets better. True Silver Champion gets a lot better.
Iron Begal was really important, and he only plays 1, and that's his only defense against the Void Caller.
But it's still a bit reactive, and he doesn't have any of those those tools that we were talking about. No shielded mini, but no Master for Battle just yet.
He still has another turn where he can put the mini bot out and then coin True Silver so he can answer the board. But after that, it gets really uncomfortable.
He'll just have to lean on a Consecration and have a good Consecration clearing the board.
But
with Voidwalker, this looks rough.
I mean, it's not the biggest threat to the Paladin, but this is not looking that good.
Those deck cards are really off for this matchup right now.
Yeah, well, we just even mentioned Harrison. Not going to be that useful.
No.
All right, well, Imp Gang Boss coming down here. You don't even have to acknowledge that 1-1, because if he keeps it... Oh, okay. All right.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking if he leaves the 1-1, it'll at worst run into the Voidwalker. I guess he doesn't want to get consecrated.
Yeah, he plays around Consecration.
But he has Imp Gang Boss.
Yeah, I think Imp Gang Boss kind of already protects him from that Consecration. So I would lean towards using the Voidwalker here instead of that Flame Imp, just to get those extra points of damage in.
He was playing around double Consecration, maybe.
Maybe. No.
All right, looks like Tiddler has a lot of Chinese fans. He's often touted as one of the best players from China. If you ask him, he is the best player in China.
I think he's quite good as well. There's a lot of good Chinese players, but Tiddler almost $120,000 in tournament winnings. It's hard to say that somebody else would be better.
Yeah, definitely highest achieved player from China.
Consecration clears the board for now, but this deck excels at filling it up again. Although it is a little uncomfortable to have this type of hand because you have so many situational cards.
Oh man, this is so bad.
That's so awful.
Right. If you drop the Doom Guard, then your opponent plays... Oh my gosh, that doesn't help either. He plays the Elder Peacekeeper, and then you have a 1/7. It's not
like
that
an
great.
abusive turn pass. Yeah.
Wow. Suddenly it's looking quite alright for the Paladin. I guess just because of how poor and how all those situational cards were did not just fit the situation of an empty board.
I mean, when your opponent effectively passes his turn 5, that gives you an opportunity to really set up, and now he takes a huge board advantage because of the missed tempo.
I think that was also a huge read, because if Zoo is not able to play minions, it means that he has a lot of reactive spells.
That's his only Big Owl, right?
Yeah, but it feels pretty bad if you use it on a Lotep like that, because there's also Sludge Belchers, there's Tyrion Forging potentially, but it was the only minion he could play there to go with the Defender. So he just trying to pick the least bad play.
So 6 mana available to him, 5-drop plus a 1-drop, or he can pair together
Juggler maybe?
something else.
Juggler, Aldor, Zombie Chow.
I could also try to silence one of those, but I don't think he's gonna silence here. He could silence, let's say, the Owl from Tiddler and hope to hit the Juggle on it. But if it doesn't land, it's not really worth it. And there's still the Void Callers and Nerubian X, so you wanna hold on to that one, I think.
I think he should really take the opportunity to try to develop a really strong board, though. The thing about something like Knife Juggler is that it's so susceptible to implosion. Or, he's holding cards that he didn't play. He tapped on turn 5. What is he holding?
Spells.
It has to be, spells or...
Mal'Ganis.
really expensive cards.
Yeah.
So I think the Azure Drake here is very reasonable.
Yeah, I think so. The more I think about it, I like this play. Because this allows you to keep the Alder. With the Juggler plays, you kind of had to play the Alder and the Zombie Chow. And with the Alder gone, the 7/7 Doctor Boom would be just going crazy.
He also got Master, so keeping Juggler was a very good decision there.
How much damage is that? Oh my goodness. He had 11 damage in his hand.
Yeah, it's very clear that he can also... Well, I thought he was going to start pushing a little bit.
I would really love to see him push because of the explosive hand that he has.
Yeah, these boombots, they hit face, and if something sticks, if something gets to stick at all, I mean, he doesn't have Big Game Hunter. He's got Elder Peacekeeper, and that's going to be another body for the Power of Overwhelming to stick on.
Oh, yeah.
Before the Doom Guard drops. So, as much as Paladin looks like he's stabilized, it has to be an opportunity for you to survive by playing Healbot or something else.
Absolutely.
Well, here you can go with Aldor definitely, and I guess Pilot Shredder is the best one to pair.
Right, but because he wants to play the Elder Peacekeeper, and he can't remove
he has to play
Dr.
the
Bomb. I know, he has to, otherwise minimize damage. The Power of Overwhelming is going to be relevant.
Yeah.
And he can't play that plus the Healbot.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So like if he attacks with Zombie Chow into the 3-2, then attacks into the bomb with the 4-4, then Aldor, Shredder. That's 2 damage on board. Plus you said 11.
11
so
in hand.
so that's 14. And it will depend where the bomb lands, obviously.
Yeah, those boom bots are gonna be huge.
Is there any other way though?
Oh, that I like it, kind
Yeah, I
of.
like it as well.
Bots kills a Drake.
Well, didn't go on phase, so that's good for him. Taking something like a 40 phase here would be just so devastating.
So now this bomb may just.
The bomb may end the game if it hits phase for 4.
Yeah, I feel like power overwhelmed it and it went to phase 4, but I'm not sure if he needs to take any chances like that.
No, it doesn't. It certainly does not need to. That's unfortunate. Okay. So choose to play the egg so that way he can continue to keep this 3-card power combo.
Wow.
Oh,
That's kind of hilarious, guys.
Yeah.
He thought he had the ability to attack, but he forgot about the taunts. There's only a handful of taunts that even drop out, right? It's that plus the
and Noyatron
and the Frostwolf Grunt.
Yeah.
The Robo Cub.
But it was a good decision not to attack, because if there will be like a 4-1 Pirate on something with 1 health, he will kill it. So now there is a possibility to spawn the 4-4 Nerubian. You have this ghoul. Can you do it in a way? Do you silence the egg?
It's kind of interesting because if he silences the egg, then the unstable ghoul might end up working against him.
Well, he's got that unstable ghoul muster for battle synergy.
Yeah, like
only seconded by
sick
Pyromancer
combo.
muster for battle for 1 damage.
So what I'm thinking mostly is that you have to get rid of the egg, kind of.
Yeah, I think so though. Like, it doesn't feel perfect, but it just like the master seems to be the obvious play here, and if you don't do it exactly like this, then that unstable ghoul will stick around.
Here we go.
These juggles are so important. If he manages to kill the Nerubian in particular, killing the Nerubian would be huge.
He doesn't have that much space. He only has 2 more juggles after this.
Oh my god, I think that's game right there. Unless he gets juggles
if he juggles directly onto the Nerubian.
It's 5 on board and he still has that 11 in his hand.
He
actually needs to land both of the juggles on the, exactly on the Nerubian.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's game.
Wow. The 11 damage is perfect with 5 on the board. Unless Tiddler will go full Nico and just tap and pay Mal'Ganis.
Come on, Froda.
Oh, come on.
He sees it.
Yeah, Diddler's not gonna miss that.
Oh wow, so we have a tie.
Wow, production even just
That's serious.
They know that this game's over. And that is a tied series. This Paladin deck, you know what? I made this question earlier, Savit. It's the reason you got here, but is it the reason that it stops you? Because
it might be.
It's, I mean, and if it's so, is it worth it?
I think top 4 is definitely worth.
I think it's worth it
better.
Still, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Better to be top 4 than to be 16th.
But the last match that he has, it's not a bad matchup at all for him. So I think he has a good chance against the Druid, even with tech cards such as Harrison, which just like completely missed the mark. But
definitely, I've seen Paladin going really aggressive versus Druid, and normally it is one of the strategies that you can just go into that Zombie Chow, Shield Mini Bot, or Juggler Master.
That's usually what you want to do with the Paladin. You want to go aggressive, especially with these lists with only 1 equality. If you are playing the double equality list with something like Wild Pyromancers, then you can sometimes take it slower and just like rely on those board clears. But with only 1 equality, you gotta go aggressive.
I'm loving the hand of Tiddler. He's got the Innervate. He's got the Harrison Jones. He's got the golden Harrison Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Which shows you the treasure in the reflection of his eyes.
He doesn't belong to the museum.
I think the reflection in that Harrison Jones eyes is $8,000, guys.
What about the reflection on his teeth that are really clean?
His teeth?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's like a blink.
Yeah, he can use those gold bars to replace the teeth that he'll probably lose with old age. Harrison has to think about retirement, man. He's been working for a long time now.
Finding stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Great card.
The Paladin you need to also curve too, but Pilot Shredder is also pretty good early on.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want to do on turn 4, but if he keeps it, it risks him not showing a shielded mini. But like you really want to find turn 2 and 3.
Oh wow!
Wow, what? That's
really bad.
Interesting curve. You don't often always get to capitalize on that, considering that Druid has swipe.
And he didn't pick
really
up a 2-drop.
Yeah, he still has an opportunity, 1 more draw. I mean, Wonder's gotten good draws when it counts.
Oh man, this is so terrible.
Yikes.
This is going to be devastating. Tiddler can potentially innervate the museum on turn 3.
Innervate the
He can
museum.
he can innervate Pilot the Shredder now.
No,
Wow,
no,
Tiddler has fans from Kazakhstan.
I
wish
like
I had
feeling-
fans from Kazakhstan.
Yeah, me too. Maybe maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's got a really nice opportunity to push out a very strong amount of minions with Innervating Coin here.
Those card draws. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine he would pass up on it.
He's carefully perfect after this.
Here we go.
Destroying the one attack weapon is not that big of a deal, but drawing 3 cards, that's absolutely huge.
To access the swipe. Although...
No, he didn't find the swipe.
Yeah.
Wow.
There is no swipe, and Blessing of Kings... Well...
Okay.
You might even consider equality. No, not really, I think.
Would you rather put the Shredder here? Because it is similar development to Blessing of Kings, and it's a more resilient board.
It feels awful because of swipe potential.
That's
to play
true.
with Shredder, but also the Blessing of Kings, that's not...
It gets
strong
challenged
either.
by a Harrison Jones.
No, I don't like any of these options
Yeah.
here.
I think the Shredder is more resilient. You force him to have the swipe.
Probably, yeah.
The Blessing, though, it doesn't get that good as the game develops. What the reason why Blessing of Kings sometimes is pegged as not really useful in Construct is because it has a very specific timing window. Like the later the game goes, the higher chance they have the response to it. But the earlier game development, it's very linear with your board. So that's what is the weakness of this card. Even though on paper it sounds insane.
You really want to capitalize on early. Usually, if possible, then on a shielded mini, but to just take out something big and lose only the shield. That feels so bad in comparison to just having a True Silver in the hand.
That's the fear of swipe, basically. If you would go for the Pilot Shredder, that would be so awesome to get a Quartermaster on 5 because there's no swipe, but he didn't know.
For perspective, he could have also just played a Blessing of Might and been able to develop a hero power.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what Blessing of Kings
Blessing of Might is better.
Well, he's got the Quartermaster play here, but we've also seen Pilot Shredders do some ridiculous stuff recently.
Yeah, what is it going to be?
Oh, wow. Another Pilot Shredder, basically.
Stinks. But if it was 3-2, it would have still accomplished the same thing.
Yeah. So. Well, it's just funny because it feels like Pilot Shredder gained Divine Shield when you have a Succubus drop out.
This is such an uphill battle for the Paladin.
Yeah, after those 3 cards drawn, like Tiddler has a full hand and he has so much good stuff in there too. He has almost everything. There's no Wrath, no Savage Roar just yet, but he doesn't even need one. He has even access to more draws if he wants to do so. Yeah, and it doesn't look like the Paladin is going to pressure anytime soon.
He does have Lay on hands to keep up in the card count, but it's not about the card count. At a certain point, Druid turns on the aggression, and if they're not super far behind on board, they have the combo of Threaten. And then what do you do as Paladin? You can't really play super defensive all the time.
No, I'd really like the Ancient of Lore over the Lay on hands for drawing in a tempo-based battle.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, Druid has that combo, and Paladin doesn't really have that much aggression, so he needs to play the control game now. True Silver.
The thing about True Silver is that, again, it leaves you with a really weak board. You play a Hero Power or Zombie Chow, and at best you have a 2-1 and a 2-3, or 2-1 and a 1-1.
I feel like this is by far superior to the True Silver. The board is just non-existent if you do that.
Yeah. But he doesn't have an answer to Sylvanas. And again, there's so many cards from Druid.
Yeah.
It's so scary. Sludge Belcher number 2 doesn't really do too much. I think there's an opportunity for you to set up so that way you can answer whatever comes out of your opponents or whatever gets stolen by Sylvanas. I'm afraid to let Sylvanas live past this turn. I don't know about what you feel like, though.
Equality here and give him something weak, like a 1-2 or a 2-1.
You can equality and then equip True Silver and answer whatever gets stolen.
It feels pretty bad to equality, though, when you know that it's your only one in the deck.
It's the only one in the deck, and Druid has so many cards, so it's like he fills up the board again, and how do you answer that? There has to be a sequence with True Silver Champion that you can optimize, though.
Well, with equality, at least you will have the Belcher after. You don't have to set up
maybe.
yet.
I mean, it might get stolen if you equality.
No, you equality here. You attack with the Belcher to the 4-6, so both die, you get a 1-2. And then with, let's say, a 2-1, you attack into Sylvanas, and he steals a 1-2 or he steals a 2-1 Zombie Chow. And then you play Belcher after that.
Oh, right, yeah. Then you Belcher. Well, he's starting up for a swipe now. I think it might be.
Yeah, there has to be ability to search for a swipe play here, especially with Druid the Claw putting such Belcher to 1 health. It feels the time to do it for sure.
Yeah. With the Druid of the Claw dealing 4, it's oh, wow, okay.
Oh, I guess
didn't
not.
want to take out those Belchers.
There's no need for Ancient of Lore anymore. Like, what does Ancient of Lore really do? It's just actually like a slow.
5/5 blank.
Yeah, it's 5/5 card that just heals you. So you can use it for the health restore for tempo or for board position.
I really like that play actually. Because with the low tap effect, he doesn't have to worry about the static board clear. And this wipe was kind of awkward still. It wasn't that great. And if you swipe and then there's another Master of Apparel, for example, coming in, then you can't swipe again. Doesn't have the second one in his hand just yet.
Yeah. So he's got True Silver Champion. He's got the Pilot Shredder this turn. How does he equip that? How does he sequence this properly here?
It's pretty terrifying.
It is.
Sylvanas.
It's so scary because the Sylvanas. You might even opt to try and like trade it in and then just hopefully like trade in the Quartermaster so he doesn't actually steal it. And because if he takes the Quartermaster, then you have to. Oh, I can still answer it later next turn, but this turn it's like if he steals a Quartermaster.
There's so
You're
many
so
bad
sad.
outcomes. Yeah, there's so many bad outcomes.
Don't you attack first? Face.
I don't think the 2 to face is that relevant. So you kind of just want to save the Quartermaster to be able to kill whatever else is stolen.
Oh no!
Oh,
no!
it's
It's
the
still
Belcher.
the Belcher.
It's the Belcher. Yeah.
I mean, he can kill it still. It's just you know he gives up a lot. It's not what the Belcher was challenging the Drew. That's what sucks. Okay.
Well, it's good for AKAWonder that the game is still not over. He is just fighting with minions, and he'll be able to draw some cards with their hands, but he's definitely behind.
So far behind. Tiddler with eight cards in his hand, while AKAWonder has 3.
If this were an anime, I'm going to speak Nimsh language. If this were an anime, right now we'd be finding everything about AKAWonder's past because you're about to realize he's going to die. It's like you start developing the character right before you know that the character's dead. So you start seeing AKAWonder talking about, I wish to be a great Hearthstone player one day. Oh, well, that is a big draw. Hold on.
Card.
The Equality Consecration combination is absolutely nasty here.
It has to happen. There's way too much stuff on the board. Just a Savage Roar would almost kill you if you didn't do the combo.
He drew it because it's an anime now.
Right. Because of what?
It's an anime now. So
that's right.
So you think he lost, but there's this one thing you forgot.
I would definitely watch an anime based on Hearthstone. Especially if we could have the same characters of Forza, Amaz, Reynad, etc. then too.
Oh, wow. I would watch that.
I would.
There is a cartoon about Temple Storm, did you know?
I did. I had no involvement in that at all.
Absolutely.
It may sound like I'm involved, but I'm not.
Sure.
Yeah. We trained a very good voice actor to sound like me. 2 Force of Natures. I mean, that does help you clear the board here. And you should hypothetically be able to kill out whatever comes here, too.
He really wants to see a 3-2 over a 2-3 here.
Aww.
Oh, the synergy with Lion Hands. Wow.
Yeah. Talk about being able to get lucky off the Pilot Shredder.
Oh, yeah. 1 Arcane Missile.
Well, you know, now this is where the Ancient of Lore really starts to run away with it. Although...
Do you actually heal? You might go for the boom.
I mean, this is... You're still surviving combo damage.
I think you're booming. Because the Lion Hands just seems like the board is going to get really awful afterwards. I don't know. It's actually a close call.
There's the BGH, though.
Yeah, there is. So it would end up horrible for him if he chose to go with the boom here.
He will have the bombs, and the bombs can still be amazing.
That's true. The bombs can do really big things.
So I guess because you don't know if there is a BGH or not, you go with the boom and hero power.
Druid in general is one of the best classes at dealing with Dr. Boom, assuming they can take the damage. Because Wrath and BGH and hero power is equal amounts of mana, and you even come out a card ahead.
Children Minibot could pick up there. There's something else to do than just hero power.
Unfortunately, he used the Blessing of Kings already. Blessing of Kings on Shield Minibot is so good.
Now there's a window of opportunity for the lore now.
He still hasn't found a Saravor.
No, they're still in there, but he does play 2, so it can't take too long for him to find one.
I mean, if their cards number 29 and 30, Do you think Paladin can come back still?
No, he's gonna get to the 29 and 30 quite soon. He already drew 3 with the Harrison and 2 from the lore, and he has another lore in his hand.
You're right.
What about Tyrion? But he is playing keeper of the Grove.
Oh gosh.
Show my tweet on stream. Well, there it is.
Well, I mean, there's still 11 cards in the deck, so that's about 5 or 6 turns if you can get lore and you can get like a Wrath cycle.
Oh yeah, both Wraths are still in there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, AKAWonder definitely has to think about the combo. There were so many cards drawn.
Yeah, but can you really even do anything about it? I don't think you can. In fact, you can't stop it from happening next turn.
No, but he would survive it still. Right?
That's 27 points of damage
right.
from the combo.
Yeah.
His opponent used both Innervates too, so there's no Innervate double Savage Roar. And that's not a bad draw at all.
No, that's decent.
Yeah, Mini-Bot's pretty resilient too. Of course, Swipe here feels like it could be amazing. As long as it just pairs together correctly. Yeah, now certainly.
I would imagine that he's swiping more.
Yeah, Swipe is a full board clear, and... Oh, okay. He's going to go for Emperor Thorson. That's also fair.
Yep. Keeps clearing. Sure, why not?
Yeah, Tiddler has such an advantage. With Thorson, actually, is nice place starting from now, but he's so much ahead.
Wonder has no way to deal with the Emperor in this situation.
No, and with Druid benefiting off of that kind of tempo, now it can actually do everything. Because one of the challenges of Druid is to answer the board while developing their own.
Yeah, that's true.
And now they can because there's so much cheap cards. And I mean, I know a lot of people are sending their support to AKAWonder, but he really needs everybody's energy in order to win this game. And even then, it won't even matter, I think, because Druid is so far ahead. How does Paladin even kill Druid with that much health in the next 2 turns?
I have no idea.
Well, in 2 turns, not really, but if there is a Tyrion with an Ashbringer, but that Keeper of the Grove is going to silence it anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's got Big Game Hunter.
Oh, there's that. Oh, wow.
Now
he's going to get the effect off again this turn. So for next turn, he's actually going to have access to the double combo without even having an Innervate in his hand.
That's actually 11 mana. But there is a Thorison on board, yeah.
I mean the Thorison, yeah, because of Thorison.
So now it becomes, instead of 11, it becomes 8 mana.
That should do it. He can even go with the Keeper on top of that. So that's 24 damage from his hand.
No. And I think if there's one draw that kind of symbolizes the weakness of this Paladin deck,
that's the one.
It has to be that it was not well equipped to fight.
That's the difference between the golden one and the normal one.
It is. You're $4,000 less rich here. AKAWonder is not going to be able to win the series. No. Tiddler goes for the reverse sweep, and he is going to the finals to face against Dog.
Looking at this last turn here, just playing his hand, but there's nothing he can do at this point anymore.
Still well played by AKAWonder. Good showing. Unfortunately, Europe eliminated. Unfortunately for Europe.
The Paladin deck here is just the big question mark of the series, and it ends up being in Tiddler's favor here. And you're right, this is the last remaining European player on home soil. AKAWonder drops.
Yep, that's